Hello, good morning, students. How are you all? Hope you are doing well. Okay, today we are going to start our online classes. So, open your book on page number 46, unit number 6. Today's topic is Helen's Day. The topic of our unit is Helen's Day. Helen's Day means routine of Helen. Okay, in this unit we are going to cover phonics, vocabulary and grammar. So let's start our lesson with phonics. Today we have a new sound which is long I, which sounds I. Long I sounds I. We have bike, b-I-k, bike. We have five, f-I-v, five. K-I-t, kite. We have light, l-I-t, light. We have night, n-I-t, night. We have tight, t-I-t, tight. So this is our long I sounds which sound I, which give us the sound of I, long I. जैसे bike, five, kite, जैसे light, night, tight. So these are all the words that have sound of long I sound. Okay, now come to page 46, the vocabulary word. Okay, now we have 10 new vocabulary words. The first one is get up, the second one is make the bed, third one is brush teeth, fourth one is eat breakfast, fifth one is go to school, sixth is have a class, seven is go home, 8 is eat lunch, 9 is do homework, and 10 is sleepy. So these are our new vocabulary words which explain the daily routine of Helen. Okay, now the first one is get up. Look at picture number 1 where she woke up. Get up means woke up. She woke up and she get up. Then the second one is make the bed. Look at picture number 2 where Helen is making the bed. She is making the bed. The third one is brush teeth. Look at picture number 3 where she is brushing her teeth. She is brushing her teeth. Okay, after brushing her teeth, she eat breakfast. She eats breakfast. Okay, look at picture number 4 where she is taking her breakfast. She is taking her breakfast. Okay, the fifth one is go to school. After taking breakfast, she is ready to go to school. In picture number 5, we saw that she is going to school. She is going to school. Okay, the sixth one is have a class. When she goes to school, when she come to school, she take her classes. She have a class, she take her classes, and when the school is off, she go home. Look at picture number 6 where she is taking a class, and after that we have picture number 7 where she is going to her home. She is going to home, and after coming home, after going home, she take her lunch. She eat lunch. Eat lunch means taking a lunch. Look at picture number 8 where she is taking her lunch. After taking her lunch, she do her homework. She do her homework. Helen does her homework. Do homework means she is doing her homework in picture number 9. Look at picture number 9 where she is doing her homework. She is doing her homework. Okay, after doing her homework, now she is sleepy. The 10 is sleepy. Sleepy means now she is ready to go to bed and to sleep. So these are the new vocabulary words. Okay, now I am repeating the vocabulary words, so listen carefully. The first one is get up. Get up means walk up. The second one is make the bed, where she is making her bed and then she brush her teeth. She eat breakfast. She is going to school. She goes to school. She have a class. Then she comes home and take her lunch and do her homework, does her homework, and she is sleepy. Last one is sleepy. Okay, so these are all our vocabulary words which explain the daily routine. Okay, now we have reading portion. In reading portion we have Helen's diary. Helen's diary. Okay, now I am reading, so listen carefully. This is what my day looks like. I get up at 6 o'clock and eat my breakfast at 7:30. Then I am off to school at 8 o'clock. I learn many things in class and I go home at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I eat my lunch at 3 o'clock. I feel sleepy at 9 o'clock, so I go to bed. So this is the diary of Helen, where she tells us that she get up at 6 o'clock and eat breakfast. Then she is off to school at 8 o'clock, and in her school she learns many things, and when the school is off she go to home at 2 o'clock in the afternoon and take her lunch. After that she is sleepy at 9 o'clock and go to bed. Now she is asking a question from you that what do you do every day? So what do you do every day, students? What do you do every day? So you have to write a diary on your everyday routine. Okay. Below the page we have two questions. Read and answer. Read and answer. When does Helen go to school? We have a question that when does Helen go to school? Helen goes to school at 8 o'clock. Helen goes to school at 8 o'clock. Okay, the second question is when does Helen go to bed? When does Helen go to bed, students? When does Helen go to bed? Helen goes to bed at 9 o'clock. Helen goes to bed at 9 o'clock. Okay, this is all in this page, vocabulary and the reading portion. Okay, I am repeating the reading portion. Listen carefully and try to read with me. This is what my day looks like. I get up at 6 o'clock and eat my breakfast at 7:30. Then I am off to school at 8 o'clock. I learn many things in class and I go home at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I eat my lunch at 3 o'clock. I feel sleepy at 9 o'clock, so I go to bed. Okay, this is the reading portion. Okay, now we have the grammar portion. In our grammar portion, we have two new words. The first one is do and the second one is does. We have two new words, do and does. So, do and does both are used to ask a question. Both are used to ask a question. Do is used to ask a question and does is also used to ask question. So both of the words are used to ask a question, but do is always used with I, we, you and they. Do is also used with do is always used with I, with we, you and they. It means that we use do with I, we, you and they. For example, we have an example. What time do they have lunch? Look at the question. What time do they have lunch? Do is used to ask a question, but here do is used with they. So it means that we always use do with they. We didn't say that what time does they have lunch. What time does they have lunch? If we said that what time does they have lunch, then it is the wrong question. The correct one is what time do they have lunch? We always used do with they, I, we, you. So this is the use of do. Use of do. So do is used to ask a question and it is always used with I, we, you and they. Okay. Use of does. Does is also used to ask question. It is also used to ask question, but we use does with he, she, it and with nouns. Do you know what are nouns? Nouns are the name of person, place or things. So we always use does with he, she, it and with the name of a person, place or things. We always use does with the name of a person, place or things with he, she, it. For example, we have a question. What time does Tom go to school? What time does Tom go to school? So here we use does with Tom. Tom is the name of a person. What time does Tom go to school? So we always use does with he, she, it and with nouns. So these two words are the new words in grammar. We use do with I, we, you and they, and does with he, she, it and with nouns. Okay, now come to page 48 where we have a grammar portion. We have reading. Okay, look at the first one. What time does Tom go to school? What time does Tom go to school? Look at Tom and does. Does is always used with the name of a person, place or he, she, it. So here we use does with Tom. Okay, the next one is what time do they have lunch? Look here, we use do with they. What time do they have lunch? Okay, now we have three pictures. Look at the first one. In the first one we have what time does Hansel come home? Hansel come home at 3:30 in the afternoon. 3:30 in the afternoon. Hansel comes home at 3:30 in the afternoon. It means that he comes home at 3:30 in the afternoon. Okay. Now look at the picture number 2. In the picture number 2, we have, what time does Tom go to school? He goes to school at 7:30 in the morning. What time does Tom go to school? He goes to school at 7:30 in the morning. So we saw that Tom always goes to school in 7:30 in the morning. 7:30 in the morning. Okay, look at picture number 3, where what time does Stella get up? Stella gets up at 6 o'clock. Stella gets up at 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock means of the clock. O means of the clock. What time does Stella get up? Stella gets up at 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock in the morning. Okay. Now look at, come to page 49, and we have 3 more pictures, and we have 2 question answers. Jake eats breakfast at 7 o'clock, and Jake eats lunch at 4:30 in the afternoon. Jake eats dinner at 9:30 in the evening. Okay, we have morning time, we have afternoon, and we have evening time. AM, if we said AM means in the morning. AM means in the morning time. PM means in the afternoon or in the evening time. Morning time, AM, evening time or afternoon time is PM. Okay. Now look at picture number 1. What time does Jake eat breakfast? Jake eats breakfast at 7 o'clock in the morning. 7 o'clock in the morning. O'clock means of the clock, and 7 o'clock in the morning. In the morning means 7 AM. Jake eats breakfast at 7 AM. In the morning means AM. Okay, look at picture number 2. What time does Helen go home? What time does Helen go home? Okay, look at here. We use does with Helen. We use does with Helen. Helen is the name of the person. She is a girl. So we use does with Helen. She goes home at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. She goes home at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. In the afternoon means PM. She goes home at 2 PM. 2 PM. PM means in the afternoon. Okay, look at picture number 3. What time does Harley go to bed? Okay, here we also saw that we use does with Harley. Does with Harley. So does is always used with he, she, it and nouns. Noun is the name of a person, place or thing. So he goes to bed at 9 o'clock. He goes to bed at 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock means PM. 9 PM. 9 PM because he's in the evening time, in the night time. Okay, now this is all our grammar portion. In this portion we learn use of do and does, and we learn the time, AM and PM. AM means in the morning and PM means in the afternoon. As we saw that we always use does with he, she, it and with the nouns. Okay, nouns means the name of a person, place or things. And we always use do with I, we, you, they. I, we, you, they. Okay, this is all in the grammar portion. This is the end of your lecture. Now you have your classwork and homework. You have to done all this work in your notebook and in your class book. You have to done all these classwork and homework in your notebook and in your class book. If you have any question and if you didn't understand the lesson, you can come to school and ask from your teacher. Thank you.